say your piece. I'm going to shave it, though. Say your piece, though, before it goes.
All right, before we say welcome to the show and subscribe and tell your best friend.
Tell your godfather or godmother about the show. That would be good.
Dude, people are too flippantly assigning godparents. Have you noticed this?
I don't even remember who mine is.
Mine's my cousins, my Aunt Marcia. But people they're like, oh, I'm someone's godson. I'm like, if those motherfuckers die, that's your child?
Is that, I don't think, I've often wondered if there's any legal standing to that. I don't think that there is.
There is, dude.
How? It's
people,
not like the state of
they
Ohio
do.
or Indiana is going to count. You think
that's who the kid goes to? When people die, how do they know who to take the kid? They're going to take them to some weird foster home.
No, they send them to an apple factory and they live their lives.
That's not how they do it.
What if you're not Christian and you don't have a godmother or godfather?
Dude, that is legally what it's called. You can call them.
Is it really? I thought it was a religious tradition.
It is 100%. It may be, but
it's legally binding?
Legally, dude, if you're okay.
Thank God my godfather didn't get me. Let's just put it that way.
Do you know who your godfather is?
Yep, I just remembered it, and thank God I turned out okay by 18.
Would you have been? Who would it?
I'd have been fucked up, dude.
Who would be?
Let's put it this way. I would have been the kid with two dads.
Oh, well, that'd be...
Would have been more fun. Could have been interesting. I probably could have a pilot to NBC by now.
The kid, I feel like it's old. I feel like the kid with two dads is kind of played.
It's not anymore. You got to have like 4 dads.
You need to be the son of a throuple.
Yeah, dude. That's going to be the new thing. It's like the kids whose parents are just wild swingers. And they're just like... Yeah, we got like a 4-piece thing going. We're like the Beatles. We got like our own roles here.
The son works his way into the rotation.
That would be cool. But he only gets to bang the other. The one. He wouldn't fuck his parents, obviously. But like
why
he would
not?
be. Listen, dude. You got a good point.
Hey, man.
I'm a liberal guy, dude.
That's what I'd watch.
I think
that
kids
show.
should be able to fuck their parents in an orgy. That's what I believe.
I think if it's consensual, I think it's kind of messed up that we don't allow someone to. Because you can't fuck your dad.
The issue is having kids. You'd have to abort that kid quick. What if they're Christian? Then that's
a catch-22.
That's exactly a quandary. You're like, fuck, I want to abort this kid because I got knocked up by Scott, who's supposed to just be my fucking bull, and turns out now he's my son's father. It's like Fleetwood Mac back in the day. The lines all get crossed and then it's just
blurry.
It gets weird after that.
Here's all right, new rule.
Yeah.
I'm Bill Maher now. You can only...
Am I wrong? But am I wrong?
But am I wrong?
Fucking hate Bill Maher. Keep going.
All right. My only thing is, okay, you can only fuck your parents if you're fucking them gay. So if you're a son, you can only fuck your dad.
The daughter can scissor the mom. That's okay. You can't be popping out kids like that. That's all I'm saying.
And I think that's the reason why.
So if a son and his dad want to, yeah, right.
Yeah, and I think you can't fuck a dog because the dog can't say yes.
Well,
and can't say no.
Thing. That's just,
it's implicitly no until the dog barks yes. Yeah. And even then, you still can't fuck a dog.
Well, you're saying, no. Yeah, I get it. This is such a fun family. I feel like this is. I feel like this event in 5-10 years, this will be like Dax Shepard's family. They'll be this kind of family.
They'll be fucking dogs.
They'll be like
their children.
The sexually ambiguous. Does this child have 4 parents?
Do you think that's the type of family? It's like. Do you think it's
gonna be some kind of like Hollywood family, right? It's like some kind of like pretty left leaning celebrity couple.
It's culty. It's like so far left, it's culty.
Who would it be then? Who are the culty celeb couple that would?
Oh, dude, whoever Tom Cruise is banging, dude. Whoever Tom Cruise is banging.
Could become out as this. That could for sure be it.
Drew Barrymore. She seems kind of just
I bet it's Gwyneth Paltrow.
Oh, for sure.
Here's what it is. You'll just be like, it'll be like the day before the election. Be the day of the election. You go on, what's Google News? And you hit the page. And then the first story is like, Gwyneth Paltrow opens up about polyamorous parenting relationship. She's like, yeah, my kids have 7 mothers. That's it. 1 dad and 7 mothers. And that's how we do it. We believe it's the right thing to do, and
then the cops arrest all of them.
Yeah, they arrest all.
Throw them in
thing is,
all
these kids
women's prison.
These kids, thankfully, are being homeschooled right now, so there's no threat of violence because they would almost certainly be fucked up.
What do you mean?
Dude, you can't be a kid with 7 moms and be turning out all right.
I feel like
it's not gonna work in your brain.
I feel like you'd be overly nurtured.
Is that it?
If you're an only child being raised by 7 polyamorous mothers, and you're getting in on the rotation, the sexual rotation, that's the way to live. No, you don't need no dad energy in there.
Keep in mind this is Gwyneth Paltrow, right?
She can do it. If you're rich enough,
Gwyneth Paltrow is like, yeah, so kids, here are your mothers. It's me, Drew Barrymore, Halle Berry.
Jessica Alba's in there. There's no, they're all white.
Kitty from that 70s show, the very old lady, she's in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's in there. That's the sleeper.
How'd she get in?
She knows them.
She's just baking shit. She's not getting in. She ain't getting no scissor.
You know, she's the food mother.
If there's an episode my dad has turned off by now, it's this one.
It's got to be this.
For
so
sure.
many crimes against
both
the state and God. Honestly,
we need 2 more. We need 2 more celebrities in our harem.
Who would be a good one?
They're all gonna be. They're all gonna be white. I don't think there's.
Oh, well, yeah.
No,
I guess Halle Berry's probably not a good fit. She's too
did
cool.
she? I forgot.
I said Halle Berry, but honestly, she's not part of it. Lena Dunham.
She's the. She'll make her way in, and she'll be uninvited. People will be trying to get her to leave, but it's kind of a cultural tolerance, so they just don't let her. They're just like, okay, I guess you can hang out, but you're not. We'll throw you into the scissor action when we're really drunk.
Yeah. She's.
When we're very wine drunk.
Yeah, she teaches history for the home classes.
Yeah, she's more of the teacher. She's like more.
She's the teacher.
Everyone's naked all the time in this.
They're all naked all the time. The kids are like.
No, it's just Lena Dunham that's naked all the time.
Oh, it's just her.
It's just her.
She's just walking around naked, and the kids are like, "What the? What?"
People insist she put her clothes on.
Who is this guy? No, I just kid. I kid. She has money in her career. She'll get something on Apple TV in like 3 years. And
I'm a Lena Dunham fan. I think she's really talented. And I'm not. I think her body's really hot.
Yeah. I mean, no, I'm not gonna insult her physical.
All right, we can do one more. We can throw one more.
Who else is in this? Fucking
Blake Lively. Blake Lively divorces Ryan Reynolds. She throws her.
Yeah, there you go.
And
so
that was a big day for the harem.
And she's the one who fucks him.
Oh, dude, everybody's rotating. People lose interest in the other. Here's the thing: you have one. Like
these children are getting so much pussy. Got the boy and the girl. Let's just say it's one of each. They're fucking all. They're just this kid's like running train through like 8 A-list celebrities.
Yeah, it's not gonna. They're gonna be really messed up.
Kid runs that school. When they go back to school, that kid's walking in there like, yeah, what you guys having a birthday party? Who wants to come? It's got like teachers coming, the janitor shows
all
up.
7 of my moms out.
Yeah, dude. Finger bang. My 5th mother. My food mom.
Like I'm not going to tell you which one's the 5th one.
Yeah. They're all ranked. He's just like, I don't know which one.
Could be Lena Dunham. Could be Blake Lively.
You just have to finger bang them and tell me how you think they rank. Maybe it'll influence it. It's like every week. It's like the college football power rankings. It's like every week they're switching out. Like
they're not rotating.
Lena
much,
Dunham's
though.
a 1 seed this week,
no,
dude. She's not making the 1 seed. No. Blake Lively's always going to be the 1 seed. Man.
Do you know? You know what though? Everyone, I feel like who is the it woman right now?
Margot Robbie.
You think so?
Yeah. Margot Robbie's actually doing cool shit right now. First of all, she's a pretty good actress, I guess.
Yeah, she's pretty good. She does good accents.
She goes in these big movies, like for example, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, or she was great in I, Tonya. That she really nailed it in I, Tonya. But like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, she don't do nothing. Okay, well that's whatever. Yeah, she's real pretty.
They should have Amy Adams played
Wolf of Wall Street. Oh, yeah. That would have been good. It's got to be Margot Robbie. But anyway, there was something came out that I guess she started basically like a screenwriting program for female writer-directors, and all 7 of them who've taken the course so far have sold scripts.
Oh, damn.
It's a pretty big accomplishment.
We can't get in on that, huh?
No, it's women only.
Okay. That's good.
Right now.
We shouldn't be there.
But when I win the lottery.
You could go train.
When I get granted this personal loan that I applied for through Chase Bank, I'd like to go into like any bank in America right now and apply for a personal loan and be like, why? I'm like, I'm trying to reassign my gender. And be like, I'm like, are you gonna decline it or my credit score is like, well, let's like 750. You know what I mean?
That's good enough.
But it's like it's still one of those things. It's like it's a personal loan. Is it for? And then the guy asks his manager like, do we do this? He's like, I don't want this on the news. Just go yes.
This has to happen a lot, man.
You think it does?
What else would you get a personal loan for? Unless you got like bookies to pay back or get your gender reassigned. They would have to do that.
That's a good point. Maybe it doesn't check out. I don't know.
If you come in, you should. I mean, it's a personal loan. If you got good credit, you're going to pay it back. Who gives a fuck what I do with it?
They don't give you some kind of vetting process when you get a personal loan?
That's none of their business.
Are you? I was pretty sure that they kind of vet you on that. You have to interview with.
What's a legitimate reason to get a personal loan then?
I don't know. You don't want to get. My son was kidnapped by a Serbian pirate ship, or
I'd call BS on that. I'd be like, how would you just?
And he's like, no, it's for real. And then he like sends him these pictures. He's like, look, my kid's and they're real. And he's like, my kid's being held in a cave.
You can't call the cops because they'll kill him.
Yeah, they can't do that.
That would be funny.
You've essentially entered a Liam Neeson movie, whether or not you know it.
Now you're in on it. Now you're the
at Chase Bank.
You're the lone officer. Now you're in on a international kidnapping.
Yeah, you're like the guy who works at the Chase Bank, and you're like, this place is boring. I need something new. Everyone else is like lazily boring. And you're like, I'm not like them. And then one day this guy comes in like, I need a loan because I need to rescue my kid from these Serbian pirates. And he's like, I'm leaving the bank, and he runs out with them and like helps them on their quest.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
This is a screenplay. This is a screenplay.
Margot Robbie.
We
will reassign our genders to be a part of your program.
I'm many feminine features. Look at my eyebrows. Look at them right now.
You got nice eyebrows.
Give me a screenwriting.
You know what's funny? All these chicks got busted eyebrows, and most men have like perfect eyebrows.
My eyebrows are perfect.
You know?
My eyelashes are even better.
Are you one of those guys that's like always talking about his eyelashes?
No, I'm not actually. I never paid attention to it, but every girl I've ever interacted with is like, you got good eyelashes. And I'd be like, yeah, you goddamn right, bitch. Just don't look south of it and everything's good. Just don't look at the rest. Stay up here. My eyelashes are up here. Okay? Don't look at my warts. I don't have warts. I'm just kidding.
I got a fucking big ass toe wart down here, dude.
Your toenails are
let's not talk
excruciatingly long. You should not be wearing Birkenstocks, my dude. Gotta rock the old school Vans like me, dude.
I know. I should keep them under wraps. Anyway, what were we talking about? Fingering our mothers?
Yeah, right, I don't know.
If John Bertoff's not gone by now, I'm sorry, Dad.
I don't think my parents even know about this show, nor should they. They got other shit going on that they got to worry about.
Your parents don't listen?
Dude, can I tell you something funny?
Sure.
One of my... This cannot be a clip. So, I mean, this will stay in the full episode because people...
Basically, what you're saying is no one can actually hear this.
Yeah, like if they really want to hear this, they have to go to YouTube and watch the full episode, which is going to start being the incentive. If you listen, that's going to start being the incentive, okay? Mm-hmm. Dude, one of my uncle runs this event venue, and I guess my grandma is now retired, obviously, and they're like, my uncle's like, all right, have my grandma come in and she'll deal with she'll work for him part-time. Basically just something to do, right? Yeah. So she deals on the phone with people. She basically books the events for people. People call in, she'll book it for him. But I guess my uncle's event venue is in a pretty predominantly black neighborhood, and my grandma's having a very hard time with the black names, and like she can't write. She has to have these people like say their name like 3 or 4 times, and she's like, I guess they're complaining and they're saying it's like kind of
it feels racist,
somewhat problematic. But she is like, man, my grandma's literally the whitest person that's ever existed, and she'll be like,
don't say the name.
Oh, that was literally the name that they gave me today. That I guess she had. They had some big blowout. Yeah, well, what's wrong with that name, dude?
I can think of one thing.
Shantifa?
It's Antifa with an SH.
Just kidding. I don't know what.
You didn't see. I knew.
I was gonna get you. Either way, you get the point. Though I don't give a.
I feel bad for your grandma. Yeah.
I guess she's having a hard time with it. She's asked him to repeat it like 3 or 4 times, and yeah, so they had some kind of blowout about that, and they're like, "Listen, you can't be doing this. Just take your best guess, and let's just."
Yeah, just go with it. It's like when someone, when you're asking someone to repeat something, like how many times will you actually ask them to repeat it?
One time. You get one.
You get one?
It's like the Spider-Man comic. Everybody gets one. No matter what, I will ask someone to repeat something once, and then I just take my best guess because we're not going to do this.
Yeah.
And vice versa too. Like I'll say it once.
Yeah.
I don't really have to deal with that a lot, though.
I'll repeat it. I'll repeat it as many times as you want me to. I have a story.
Yeah.
It's a good story. It's similar to yours. My buddy, Dan Remington, God rest his still alive soul.
God rest his dick.
So he worked at Applebee's, and a bunch of Latinx dudes come in, all right?
Wow.
They come in to the store.
Dude. Wow.
To the Applebee's. And they sit down, and my buddy's their server, and he comes over, and he's like, hey, what can I get you fellas? And they're like, tequila on rice. And my buddy's like, excuse me?
Love that you did
He's
the
like,
accent.
tequila on rice. And my buddy's hearing tequila's on rice.
No, son rice.
I know, but he's at this point he's 19. Okay,
Yeah.
So he's not real familiar with like alcoholic drinks or whatever.
No, of course
He's
not.
like tequila's on rice, and then they're
I won't lie to you. I don't know what that cocktail is.
tequila sunrise.
No.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. I get the joke. When you said it that time, I'm like, there it is.
Well, it gets better.
Tequila sunrise. Dude.
So he's like, oh, tequila's on ice. Okay,
Yeah,
I got you. I'm so sorry. So he comes back and he just has these like, glasses of tequila on the rocks, right? So he comes back and he just hands them all these tequilas on ice, and they're just like, looking. He knows he fucked up. He knows he got it wrong. So he's like, they're looking at him. He's looking at them, and he's like, I'll be right back. And he goes and gets someone that speaks Spanish, and they go and talk to the guys. And he's like, Dan, they wanted tequila sunrises. And he's like, oh, a drink that he has given to people, but then he just gives all these. The best way that story could have ended is he actually brings a bunch of rice soaked in tequila for all these men.
Right?
Oh,
he just comes out with jars of rice. Jesus Christ, dude. That's a scenario where you just don't ask. Like you just
say, excuse
go
me.
get someone to come back.
I feel like we should just
you can't. Confidence is not your friend in that kind of scenario.
Never.
You know what I mean?
I
You
don't
go to
think
the
it
back.
ever is.
I don't know. I think they want some fucking tacos or something, dude. You can't. No, you can't do that.
No.
But
I think that
gave me shivers thinking about being in that scenario because it would almost certainly be me if they were like tequila. It's kind of if you're in this scenario and you're with him and he's like, two tequila sunrise, bro. I'm like, okay. He wants says two tequila sunrise.
You didn't do a Latinx accent. You did a Cholo accent, which are close, but one is way more distinguishable.
These are just the guys that I deal with on a regular basis, dude. I'm out here. What do you want me to say?
One's way more.
I imitate my life, dude. This is the people I interact with. I don't know what a Latinx accent is.
I mean, I don't even. Is that what we're saying now? What does that mean?
I don't, dude. We're not gonna have this conversation.
We're not?
No, because I don't.
Are you uncomfortable with Latinx?
It's like it has something to do with like genders. Like you can't have a gender. Yeah, it's something about that. I remember there was some clip on the fucking what's his Fluffy.
Oh,
yeah. Fluffy,
Enrique
his show.
Iglesias.
No, and is it Enrique Iglesias?
Gabriel Iglesias.
I was gonna say. I think Enrique was.
He's the cute one.
Yeah, he's gay.
Yeah. No. Is he gay?
Yeah, he's gay.
Enrique, you're thinking of Ricky Martin. Is Enrique?
Ricky Martin.
Ricky Martin.
Jesus Christ.
That's the thing.
It's literally the most problematic podcast.
What? Because we thought Enrique Iglesias was gay?
Yeah.
I think it'd be fucked up if we thought Ricky Martin was straight.
That's a good point. I don't know what Latinx means, dude. I'm literally never going to have to say it in a conversation, so that works out well.
Yeah, I don't know. Someone I was talking to was throwing it around, and I was too afraid to say I didn't know what it meant. So I was just like, oh, yeah, of course.
Google that shit later. Find a YouTube video.
I think it just means like you're from like South America and beyond.
No, it has something to do with like genders.
Does it?
Like, yeah, because it was like, you don't say a girl's like Latina or a guy's Latino.
Oh, it
like
really?
It's a Latino guy. It's like Latinx. But of course, this is just... It's just bullshit, dude.
It's
like,
semantics,
see, like the Fluffy's show. I remember there was that one clip that like made the rounds, and he's a teacher in a school, right?
Oh, yeah,
like in the premise of his Netflix show, and one of his students comes up like, Mr. Iglesias, you're supposed to say Latinx. It's a more appropriate term culturally. And he then goes on some rant, which, by the way, really, you know what it echoed? Boy Meets World. It felt a lot like Boy Meets World.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, this show's good, dude. This is like a good show. I think he's great, dude. I don't give a fuck.
You like him?
Fuck yeah. Why not, dude? Shoot your shot.
You know, Fluffy fan?
So, dude, he's still at the Staples Center like 4 nights in a row.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
Anyone who wants to talk shit about Fluffy can suck his fucking churro, dude. Get the fuck out of here and get your life together if you want to shit on Fluffy.
Suck a taquito. Suck
driving around a fucking crystal blue goddamn 1953 Mercury. Like, just...
No, you know what he drives? All right, so we got company. I think the guy's breaking in again.
Can we talk about that for a second?
Wait, I want to jump. We can't. I have to ask you a question. Okay, so Fluffy collects VW buses. Okay, I don't know if you've seen his collection, but he literally has like 100 VW buses in a garage.
I'm so not racist, dude. You don't even get it.
In Anaheim, he has like old school Eurobus, 100 of them, and they're all pristine. It's like a museum.
So fucking cool.
And the paint, dude. Car collecting and not driving those cars and keeping them super clean, I feel the same way about shoe collecting, is lame.
You got to drive the bus.
And you got to wear the shoes.
Yeah. If you're going to... I'm not a fan of collecting shit and you don't have any use for it. Then it's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Leaving toys in the box? You dork. And you never experience the thing you bought.
Yeah, you leaving the toys in the box. That's always a sign of like you're basically like the Golden State Killer. Like that's always what I associated that with. It's like what kind of fucked up wiring do you have to have a kid?
Control freak.
Is that it?
Control freak.
Yeah, his home life's just a total clusterfuck. So he's like, the toys will always be perfect and in their place, and they'll never be dirty ever.
Yep.
And you're like, whoa.
At least the toys are undamaged.
Yeah. At least the toys don't have marks on them.
That kid, once he creases his Charizard card, once he dings the corner, he kills that person.
Yeah, dude.
It's just like, oh, you dinged my Wayne Gretzky rookie card? I'm going to invite you over for a sleepover, and I'm going to suffocate you with a pillow.
Tragedy at St. Michael's Elementary today as one student opened fire on 5 of his fellow classmates. So all that was left behind was a note that said, "You bent my Blastoise in half. There are no gods."
I love that one kid bent his Blastoise in half, and he killed 5.
Killed him and all his friends. Because he had to make a statement.
I remember
fucked up how you just bend the card and it's fucked.
It's worthless now.
It's worthless. It's truly worthless. Anything. Like let's say you're getting your rocks off selling baseball cards or whatever. You bend that card, it's like you might as well burn it, piss on it. It's basically a copy of Mein Kampf at that point. There's no value to it anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, Mein Kampf has probably got a lot of value, no matter what condition.
Mein Kampf is unfortunately probably trending on Amazon right now.
I had another collection thing that we were talking about. Oh, okay. So I was watching all these guys. It was basically, you seen those sneaker shop shows that they have at, I think it's like, was it Flight Deck? The one that got ransacked?
Yeah. Dude, there's always something going on. There's sneaker shops. I drove down there today and there's always lines at them. And I'm like, what the fuck are these people waiting for? I truly don't know.
You're a dork. Okay. They went there. PJ Tucker. There was like PJ Tucker, a bunch of different people like Jamie Foxx buying shoes there. These people, they were ringing up bills for like, PJ Tucker's bill was like $35,000.
Dude, for sure. I believe it.
And here's the thing.
Some of those shops have armed security at them.
Of course, dude. If you can walk out with $35K of fucking...
That's why it was so crazy the day of the riots when I was watching on Smoke and Scan. I was like... just watching them clear Supreme in like 30 seconds and thinking about how many times I drove by there and there's a line around the block.
But in reality, they stole like, of raw material, they stole like $410.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, it's like complete. They did. It's a while.
It's theoretical value. They can flip that shit.
That store had to be loaded. I remember because I went to John and Vinny's, which is right next door that day.
It's pizza, right?
Yeah, well, I went to Animal, which is a restaurant next door, because they were selling produce at the time. This feels like I'm telling a story from the 1920s, but I was buying my produce and my groceries from there, because at the time it was so obviously COVID was so fresh. We're like, no, I'm not going to a grocery store. I'm going to get this shit delivered or go pick it up from a random spot. And I was going in there, and all of the shops were like panicking. They were all freaking out. Like no one was expecting it at all. Truly, no one.
Expecting what?
There to be like riots or anything. So I went there to go pick up groceries, and that's in that exact moment people were like closing the grates on their stores, and like people were like, all right, put everything in the back, like put boards in front.
Yeah, you know what the move was for that? When you were being ransacked, there was a guy, he put up a sign that said, we've already been ransacked. There's nothing left. You guys got it all. Please leave. Like, we're just trying to fix stuff up. And you know what? They hadn't ransacked it.
No, of course not.
Got him.
No, that was the move. And that also in Beverly Hills, around that time, you would drive around and play like some fucking. You go over to like the Coach store or like the Louis Vuitton store. There's like a big, we stand with you, BLM. Essentially, they're like, listen, this is French leather. Please do not expose. Please do not fuck with it.
Right.
That became the move.
Please do not break the window, because you will let the UV rays in and dry out the leather. This is really just a joke for like the Angelinos who listen to this podcast, but I swear to God, the absolute funniest, most woeful response from a business was the Beverly Hills Hotel, who all through COVID had nothing posted. Oh, yeah. We covered this.
I know, but I have to revisit it because it's that funny. The Beverly Hills Hotel had absolutely no signage, no message. It's a very common thing. I mean, probably around the country, right? Here in LA, every place that has a sign has some kind of like, stay safe, wash your hands.
Some platitude.
Yeah, some kind of thing. Some kind of message on the thing. Beverly Hills Hotel never did anything. And then literally the week that George Floyd was killed, maybe even the day after, they put up a sign, thank you, health heroes.
Yeah.
The day, like 15 minutes after George Floyd was transported to the hospital, they're like, thank you, health heroes.
Who's the sign guy?
Thank you. It would even been even better if they're like, thank you, first responders. Thanks to our police and firefighters. Remember when you could say that like right after 9/11? Remember that was the thing that like a business like right after 9/11 would post a thing, thank you, police and firefighters. If you put thank you, police on your business today, you're done.
It's a little more.
Done. It's a liability. And I'm not saying it kind of should be, if we're all being honest, but it's just funny to know. In just our lifetime, in just the last 20 years, look how it's completely flipped from one to the other.
Yeah, it's interesting. The ACAB and Fuck 12 rhetoric is way less prominent now, huh?
Yeah.
Are you noticing this?
Oh, of course. It's definitely died down.
There was okay.
Because violence in this city, in any city, it's like on an all-time high. It just keeps skyrocketing. That just went.
I don't know, man. I'm not buying it.
It's up. I mean, statistically, it's up. And also in New York City. Violence in any city is going to go up.
Everything's fine.
I know it's fine, dude. I'm not saying it's like... Listen, dude, we did a podcast last week, and some guy was literally sleeping 6 feet away.
Yeah, but that's...
We're not out here tripping.
I lived here 7 years ago, and there were motherfuckers sleeping in garages.
Right? That's what I'm saying, dude. It's all good. It's all good. But violence is statistically up. But, like, people aren't just getting random. It's not like I'm walking down Fountain and I just get fucking sprayed full of bullets driving. That's not happening. No. It's not happening.
If
they're trying to sell you fear, dude. That's all it is.
If anyone's trying to monger some fear within you about Los Angeles, like, don't move to Los Angeles. Don't move to Los Angeles for different reasons, because you probably haven't saved 10 grand. You should save 10 grand before you move to Los Angeles. Dude. Am I right?
Oh my God, that's yeah.
Is 10 grand? What do you think? What do you think the right amount is to save?
I mean, for me personally, it was around there. Yeah.
If you gave advice to someone?
Now,
if they have no job coming in to LA.
No job, 15 grand.
15?
Easily.
The thing is, the difference between it also.
I didn't have a job when I came here.
Yeah, you were brave. You picked it up quick.
So I was. Dude. If you want to pay the cost, you gotta be the boss, dude.
For you. I partially, when you're moving out here, I don't know if I ever told you this, but I was like, I need to make sure Zach gets everything taken care of, because I felt somewhat. Most people, when they're like, think about moving to LA, I'm always like, that's your choice.
Yeah.
That's a decision for you.
You have to basically say, I will not be held accountable for any of your decisions.
But for you, I was a little more like, yeah, you should. It's pretty nice out here. You know?
No, because because I was like, I knew it had to happen. I ain't no fool.
Mm-hmm. Man, LA is the only place to live, dude.
It's so nice, dude. I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
Yeah, haters.
So even my parents today, I was calling them and they were like, everybody here in Ohio says everyone's leaving California. And I'm like,
good.
Bye.
This is it.
Hey, wouldn't it be great if Los Angeles was just a city of working class people?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be great if it was a city of normal people and not this fucking retarded economy of like fake real estate and video blogs? Like,
and TikTokers?
Wouldn't it be cool if it was just a city of like normal, average working class people who had normal jobs and it was just still a desirable place to live?
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, there is literally an army of Oakland Raider fan looking homeless people at Venice Beach, but you walk past them and then it's still the beach. So you're like,
yeah. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping it becomes like dystopic future with literally zombies on the streets.
Blade Runner 2049.
And that's because the only reason to not live here is because there are undead people that are trying to bite you. That's the only reason. The
videos that are often circulating Reddit do not make Los Angeles look good.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say? Listen, dude, again, to revisit it. There was a guy got caught literally. I had no idea he was sleeping there. I don't live in a bad neighborhood.
This is the nicest neighborhood.
I know.
Besides Beverly Hills, this is the nicest neighborhood.
Beverly Hills is fucking 5 blocks that way, dude. That was the crazy. You think it's just people? I don't give a fuck though. I guess if it was my garage, I'd be like, okay, you're gonna die. But for the most part,
we would have hung him. We would have filleted him like a fish and done some.
His worst form of torture is that we have to interview him for our podcast.
That would even worse than
we submitted
hanging him upside down and cutting him up open by the ribs. We just. You have to listen to us do our show.
Hot take. Hey, can I give you a hot take? You know what's going to happen in the next 5 years, and people are really going to hate it? There's going to be a section of the Emmys or the Golden Globes where it's going to be podcast awards.
You think so?
It's gotta, dude. It's so popular.
Who's going to be... What shows will be on it?
Fucking just
Whitney Cummings.
Take your run-in-the-mill garbage.
It'll be just
Whitney
Joe
Cummings,
Rogan.
Conan O'Brien's podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
They'll get like they'll put like Guys We Fucked maybe.
They'll put in Call Her Daddy.
They'll pick a podcast to
Rich
showcase
Man's
like
Guys
a black podcast, but then they'll make the wrong move and pick like Carlton from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air's podcast. And people will be like, I feel like there's better ones out there.
Right. They just chose the commercial one that doesn't
pick the obvious.
Use the N-word all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that they can still run Toyota ads in.
That's what's crazy, man. It is funny. I feel like every award show should just be people's choice. It should just be voted on by like 4chan. It should just be like completely wide open.
For sure.
And just see what happens and see who really cares enough to vote. That's what's fun, dude. Reckless and wild award shows. That's what we really want. We want chaos.
Yeah.
So if you create a
it's the VMAs essentially. Or like the MTV Music Awards. Essentially, they need to adapt that format of like MTV or VH1 and do it to all of the facets of art. What would you say? Film or music? Or
that's what I'm saying.
Make the Tonys like that.
Who has the most devout fan base is what I want to know. You know? Who are the people who, obviously, like, the movies that will always win will be the Avengers. But what fan base is like this thing? What fans are willing to kill for the art that they enjoy? Who is the most intense fan base of anyone? Is it JRE?
You mean like current pulp culture?
It can be anything.
JRE fans are pretty extreme, and they often have guns, so that could be up there.
Could be InfoWars though too.
Could be InfoWars
because you have to go through a lot of hoops to get.
You're not talking about real pop culture though. Like those are.
But I'm not saying as
much as I would like to think that like JRE is legitimately like the top of. Like, it's the most cultural relevant thing in the top group, right? In the group of shows, the podcasts, people are like, all right, here are the culturally relevant podcasts. Not for everyone, but let's just say, JRE, some other big ones.
I think JRE at this point, dude, I don't know.
It's weird. And
I don't know if, dude, I don't know if you know this.
The card's full.
but it's what?
Who cares?
The motherfucker.
We're at the point in the podcast.
We got enough.
We're at the two shot section of the podcast.
But dude, I would say, I'm gonna say this. I think Joe kind of screwed the pooch on this. But I think if Joe hadn't sold, I think in 2 years, the biggest news network in America would be the Joe Rogan Experience.
Yeah,
I'm not even kidding you, dude. The biggest, the biggest platform is Joe Rogan. It's not even, you go on CBS, you go on like...
Yeah, you really do think of like, and I don't want to come off as like biased because we're just two white dudes saying Joe Rogan is the biggest podcast.
But we don't like Joe Rogan.
I know, I don't listen to it, but it's gotta, like when you're on Rogan...
I'm Italian.
When you're on Rogan, there's people write articles just about someone was on Rogan. I mean, like
That's
Elon Musk was just a guy who people wrote articles about, then he went on the show and people were like, Elon Musk smoked a joint on JRE.
Yeah.
Or, you know... It's got to be that, dude. It's definitely not like Colbert Report or Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon. Like, those are... You see those now and they're still doing... Dude, I'm at this point now where if I see a show that people are still doing the Zoom call shows, I'm like, you guys need to get your fucking act together.
I agree.
You need to get your fucking shit together. I just drove down La Cienega today, and Conan is at least broadcasting live from Largo.
Yeah.
He's at least doing shows from Largo.
With a good camera.
With good cameras and people socially distanced. Like, dude, if you're doing Zoom call shows and it's like Colbert, it's like... Dude, I can't...
Unacceptable.
I don't know why. I see things in, like, just browsing online that literally make me angry, and I don't know why they make me angry.
It's because... Okay.
But I see it's like... Tonight on Stephen Colbert interviews Larry Wilmore on the Colbert Report. I'm like, dude, what are you wasting this airtime with? These Zoom call shows, get your shit together and have people in a room talking to each other, okay? We're having presidential debates and they're in the same room. Like,
I agree.
What are you waiting on?
I agree. I saw some Stephen Colbert. I saw some Seth Meyers. And I'm watching this and I'm like, guys, at this point, we all know people are getting in studios and they're making content. They're checking temperatures. Y'all just being lazy.
You're just lazy.
Also, Seth... Okay.
This will be the thing that does those shows in. Like, it's been teetering for a while. So people are like, are these shows still... Is Colbert still relevant? Is it the same as Letterman? Obviously not. Also, you know who another good example of this is? The Daily Show with Trevor Noah. Dude, and I guess it has the highest ratings it's had, like, in a long time. But
I call
bullshit. I can go into why that's bullshit, but I won't do it right now.
Trevor Noah... Not funny, self-righteous. So is Stephen Colbert, though. And this is when I was watching that Stephen Colbert interview Kamala Harris when she got the nominee for being vice president, when selected as running mate. He was like, you were real aggressive with Joe Biden during those debates, though. You were really punching him. You were knocking him out like chiclets on the floor. Yeah. When he said chiclets on the floor, I'm like, hey, man, hey, your show sucks.
Hey, dude, do
chiclets on the floor?
Do some drugs on your show.
Yes.
Literally, the top show is the guy smoking weed, being an idiot, Googling shit with people who have value. You know what's crazy? Again, I hate to give Joe Rogan this much credit, but, dude, the reason they didn't do a debate on that show, there were all these people saying there were people calling, like, let's do a 4-hour debate on
Rogan. I remember that.
They would never do that because he knows that it truly would determine the outcome of a presidential election.
You think so?
It could. I don't know if it would determine it, but I think he knew that it would definitely have a sway.
He wasn't ready for that.
Can you? It doesn't. It's not even that it was his show. It's like if any show gave them 4 hours unadulterated, no commercials, no.
You'd see the real side of both those guys.
It would completely, one way or another, completely decide the election.
They're both high as shit.
Yeah, dude. Trump's like snorting Adderall. He's just like, I don't know, dude. He's just like talking about, I think we have the best. I'm not even going to do it.
At hour 3:20, they're just making out.
Yeah, they're just all, swab and spit, talking about Bruce Lee movies.
Then they stop making out, and they're like, do you guys want to just talk about House of Death? No, what was that Bruce Lee movie? I can't even come up with a Bruce Lee reference. Fury. What's the one with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar?
Fuck, I don't remember.
Where they say he has to go up the levels. That shit was tight. Now we've become
Bruce
the
Lee
high
was
guys.
so great, dude. I love literally the best part about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is how they took Bruce Lee down a notch.
Oh yeah, they made him just
like such a ballsy move, and honestly, I thought it was like the best scene in the movie.
You know, someone didn't like Bruce Lee.
Dude, there's a lot of people who didn't like Bruce Lee.
Was he
Bruce
kind of a
dick? Bruce Lee was, by all accounts, according to his own family members, he was a dick. And
really?
He was just cocky. He was an arrogant asshole, and and as he should be. He was fucking awesome, but he was cocky, and like people didn't like him. He was a shithead. So like then when they had that scene of him talking shit and like, you know, Brad Pitt's character sending him into a door, and then to hear like Bruce Lee's family like, this is outrageous. They should not be portrayed like this. And Tarantino's like, look at your own interviews. Your own interviews are talking about how shitty he was. Like, what do you think? I just made it up? That's why it didn't stick, because he was like, you think I just made this up?
Right.
Like, that I just, all this, like, I'm just going to tarnish one guy's legacy for no reason at all?
Yeah. Maybe he just did. He's just like, yeah, whatever, fuck.
Like, just all be the top director and be like, I'm just going to retroactively ruin a dead man's career.
Yeah.
Like he could have so easily had John Wayne in that movie just saying the N-word everywhere. Like, every other scene they come back and John Wayne's like, look at these boobs.
No, he's not even
guys in the shed.
He's not even using it in a context. He's just saying it single every time. Yeah. Like, John, it's your scene. God. That's not the line. It's never been the line.
We've been here for 4 hours, dude. We're trying to have lunch break. Can we please?
That's what we need to do. We need to just make a movie full of old, like, beloved film actors and then just make them the worst people ever and just see who is like, yeah.
Orson Welles going around calling everybody Orientals.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
At the same time, dude, there was, when Orson Welles was directing stuff, if you called an Asian person Oriental,
it was fine.
It was like the right word.
It was correct. It was like, wow, this guy's well read.
Dude, my mom for the longest time would say Oriental.
My grandpa still says Oriental, and he's killed people in Japan.
Well, then it might be hate speech.
It might be. No, he doesn't, though. That's the fucked up part about it, dude. I've talked to him about his time. Mm-hmm. My grandpa has a Purple Heart. He killed some motherfuckers in Japan. He was near Iwo Jima, and I hear him talk about it, and he has no ill will towards the people of Japan. Not at all. He's not a racist man at all. My grandpa's 95, fought in World War II, not a racist man, doesn't have a racist bone in his body. In the 1990s, when the OJ trial was going on, he was like, I would not find OJ guilty. He was like, I watched that whole thing. I would never find him guilty.
Well, actually, that's like, he's actually kind of has racial prejudice because he wants to give more merit than he should, because OJ maybe for sure murked the shit out of his wife. I know, but what I'm saying is it's like he doesn't. You can have your idea of like what is a 95-year-old white guy, but he's not it, dude. He overcorrected though, dude. OJ was a murderer.
Motherfucker's got a Japanese sword, dude.
Oh,
with blood on it still. It's crazy.
That'd be
I've
fun.
seen it with my own two eyes. He picked it up. My grandpa, he was a machine gunner in World War II. So the thing was, he got shot, and he had to like kind of crawl over to like the medic tent. And on the way, like a machine gunner isn't carrying a gun on their back, like not as many as the other guys were. So he's like crawling on the ground and had to grab this fucking sword and just kept it with him.
Just to keep
it's in his house in Coleraine, Ohio.
Is that true?
It's a Japanese sword and still has blood on it. Yeah, he never cleaned it.
So he got it from a samurai that had died, a fallen samurai.
I don't know if a samurai's. I don't know much about like the conflict in the Pacific Theater, but I don't think that they had fucking Jackie Chan motherfuckers out there trying to slice people with legitimate fucking
Tom Cruise motherfuckers, dude.
Yeah.
What I imagined was your dad is in The Last Samurai is the Gatling gun operator just cranking the thing, mowing down all the horses and Tom Cruise. That's who I imagine your grandfather is.
It's a complete abuse of human technology.
Yeah. Then gets shot with an arrow and has to go crawl and steal Tom Cruise's samurai sword, and then takes it home and frames it. Which is, your grandpa's a hero.
Comes home 40 years later. He's just a guy bowling.
Yeah.
Just guy in a bowling alley drinking beers.
You think that's like a nice existence after that?
I think it is.
Do you ever just be like, yeah, I wish I could just mow down Tom Cruise and friends?
I wish I was back mowing down the goddamn Seventh Samurai in Japan.
The Gatling gun it's once you see that thing, imagine you're a samurai charging all these motherfuckers, and then you see a guy just cranking a gun, killing every single friend you've ever had in 4 minutes.
She's like, I think we made a mistake here.
Yeah. Do you just be like, oh, no.
Yeah, the samurai,
it's not.
Literally imagine a samurai takes a sword, he's like puts it back in his sheath. He's like, I think we have adjustments to make.
Yeah, we need to come back at quarter 2 and figure this shit out. Because what we got, it's not going to work.
Just walk backwards. Shot in the back on the way home.
You call it timeout.
Fucked up, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's modern war, dude. We've actually reached like the pinnacle of like modern war. Where
this is an actual level of Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
That's how fucked up video games are now. It's like you're a Navy SEAL Team 6 and your task is to go murder an entire Japanese samurai clan.
Yeah.
Just shoot a bunch of guys with swords and never even have a chance. You're like, this game's not even fun. It just makes me depressed.
There's no way you can possibly die.
Absolutely not.
What about this? There's like a Modern Warfare game. Because I'm not even familiar with that much with Call of Duty. All I know is No Russian, the one we've already talked about this. Yeah. But like, what if there's one where you have to go, you're a terrorist and you have to go like ship anthrax? So it's really just a trip to a post office.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But you're about to kill a nation.
Too real.
But you need to make sure that you like don't get caught shipping out 40 packets of anthrax.
Yeah.
That's
you're
how like
waiting in line and you're like the guys in front of you is like,
anything delicate in here? How much you want to insure it for?
Press X to lie. You're like, yeah. Just sending my mom some old pictures.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And they're like, oh, that's great. Where's she live? I'm like, Kansas.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a school teacher, and my dad is a race car driver. This has gotten to the fucking stupid part of the podcast.
That is. It's fully derailed. But that's that's Call of Duty now. It's just you do. It's like no one even cares about guns and combat anymore. It's just I just want to do something insidious virtually.
Yeah, virtually. Dude, speaking of,
I want to commit terrorist acts.
Dude, I was driving around the other day and I saw that the Army is now doing ads. The Army is doing ads for online courses.
I might have seen
dude,
these.
if you want to learn how to murder people online, just go to 4chan and save your money. Like, why? Don't join the Army.
I saw an ad. It was like, man, all these advertisements and electronics and phones.
They all try to control our mind.
It's
dude,
crazy.
I heard this ad.
You should join the U.S. Army. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, whoa. They're trying to like leverage this whole like people being their phones.
Here's the thing. If you're not picking up on what this ad is, it's like, man, ain't everything now so whack? This world is crazy, man.
It's the world is crazy.
You don't know who's telling you the truth or not.
But one thing's for sure.
Anyway, one place you can't feel comfortable is the National Guard. Killing your friends who are just protesting on the street. Using military-grade weapons against people in college.
That's real.
That's some real
that's
shit,
not in no phone, man.
Fake.
It's just getting like more urban speaking as you go. Man, you just be like shooting people and shit. And we're done. I think that's a good place to end.